Welcome back to my channel. This is Up North Matt, and I have a little trip up to Chiniguchi today. Nova and I took our canoe up to Dudney Lake and headed north to Chiniguchi, where we planned to spend a solo night camping on an island, and it was extremely hot. So this is a trip from last summer. I'm taking a little break right now. Got a lot of stuff going on at home, and the bugs are kind of bad right now, so I decided to pull together this trip and put it up on the channel. Got a little bit of a problem with the audio on this one, so I have a few spots where I had okay audio, and the rest of it I'm just going to overdub it. We started out our morning in some pretty decent cool weather. It was a little bit cloudy, threat of rain, and it ended up being one of the hottest trips I've ever done. It was pretty humid that weekend. So this was Nova's very first time in a canoe. And I thought she did pretty good. She was super interested in every little noise she heard on the shore, and every time we got to a little narrow spot, she kept hearing squirrels. So it was tough keeping her in the boat at the start. She got the hang of it there after a little while, and she can't sit still for very long, so it was tough to get her to lie down. So at this point, I was just trying to keep Nova chilled out and trying to get her to not jump out of the boat. She really likes to swim. It was getting hot, so I was a little worried she might jump out. She was very anxious on these. Every time we got to close, there must have been a squirrel on every single shore. They'd start chirping, and she was very interested. She wanted us to go ashore every time she heard one. For anybody, I guess, trying to teach a dog about a canoe, I started off taking her on a little sit on top canoe, and just paddling her around in a little bay. Just get her used to it. She likes to swim, so she's not afraid of the water at all. We taught her how to swim there last summer. She really likes to swim. Unfortunately, she's a high energy breed, so it's hard to get her to calm down. I'm wondering if this year, you can see at that point right there, she had a deer fly or something buzzing around her head. She nearly tipped us over there, jumping up at it. But you can see in her eyes there, she's watching everything. I think she catches a bird right here flying over us. It was a little bit rocky. She kept going from side to side. Kept trying to drink the water because it was hot. We kept her going though. So about mid-morning, decided to stop and have a little bit of a breakfast. Give Nova some breakfast. She hadn't eaten yet. There was a little island in the middle of the lake. It just started to rain a touch, so we were just trying to have a quick bite to eat and get back on the way. I had to tie Nova. She ended up running to the far side of the island, and when she came back, she was just covered in mud. So I don't know what she got into on the other side, but it was a little bit swampy on the other side of it. So she was good. She ate her breakfast, and I had just a little bit of oatmeal. This point last summer, there was a fire ban, so we had no way of making a fire other than with a little portable stove there. Back out on the water, we managed to paddle our way down to the end of the lake where there's a portage, and I think there's a nice little waterfall down there, if I remember correctly. Nova was very excited to get out of the boat again. You can see how calm it was. There wasn't a ripple on this lake. Once we got to the other side of the portage, though, there was a pretty strong headwind, so it was a bit of a fight to get up the lake. Just a beautiful lake. So quiet up there. Ah, the girl. Good girl. Here's the end of the portage at Chiniguchi. Chiniguchi Lake. It's kind of windy, so we're going to have to fight the wind, I guess, today. Come on this way, Nova. Portage wasn't too bad. Bit long. I'll show you guys a couple of the trees that are in here, and they're phenomenal. I didn't even know we had trees like that here. Don't go too far, Nova. Here's a monster that came down in the wind. I guess it was dead. Looks it. There's a couple in around here that are just phenomenal. Imagine how old that guy must have been. It's really nice forest in here. Gotta watch your footing though. I don't know if you can see that one. That one's alive. That is a monster. Monster tree. You okay, Nova? You being good? Not too far away. So we're slow going today. I think we got into the boat about 9:30. Took me about 2.5 hours to get here. My plan was to go quite a bit up Chiniguchi, so I don't know how long it's going to take me. We might have to scale it back maybe a little for this trip. Good girl. Good girl. I'm going to show you this one down here. It's dead, but oh Lord, it must have been just ancient. Easy, buddy. What are you doing there? Hey, come on this way. Alright, this is the tree I saw when I first came out of the boat. Like, I did not know we had trees like this here. That is a monster. And it's dead now, but wow. Unbelievable. Let's see if you can capture the scale while I'm standing here. That's how big I am compared to this tree. Crazy big. There's our beautiful boot. Alright, I'm going to pick it up, head back up, keep on going. Gotta find a campsite now. I'll talk to you guys soon. So we ended up doing that as a double carry. It was one of the first times I'd ever had Nova off the leash in the bush, and she did really good. She kept coming back. I think I gave her treats here and there. She was really good on this trip, so I was really excited that we got my little camping buddy there for solo trips. So coming out of the portage, we had a little bit of a headwind, so it was a bit, I don't think I recorded any of that because it was a bit choppy. I think we got around into this little bay here and kept following it up. I've spliced together a few of these just to show you. Nova's starting to calm down a little bit. Starting to feel like she can sit. But very, she's in tune with every little noise on the shore. Every bird that we saw. I don't know, someone may comment, I should have had a life jacket on her. She's a really good swimmer. I'm a really good swimmer. So I wasn't really that worried about it. I never paddled that far from shore. And it's a pretty calm lake up there, so it's not like it's big water or anything. We reached a point where the lake actually split into a narrow section, almost like a little river. And it's kind of a shortcut to the other wider part of the lake, which is right here. And we paddled around. That's our island that we plan to stay on. Just have to get over to it. Bugs weren't too bad. You see, if here and there is a few deer flies buzzing around us, but I don't remember the bugs being bad at all. Speed through this. My plan was to go take a tour around the island, try to find the best spot to pull the boat up, and maybe get an idea for how big the island is, because I didn't want to keep Nova tied up. I wanted to let her have some fun and run around the island exploring. She doesn't get to do that too much at home. It's mostly just leash walking at home. We managed to paddle all the way around the island. I was super impressed with it. I believe it has a large campsite on it on the Chiniguchi map. We just kind of puttered our way along. You see there's a nice fire pit up there, but we didn't get to use it, sadly. No, we couldn't wait to get out of the boat. Keep my eyes on the rocks and slowly guiding the boat in here. I figure where the best place to get myself out and get her out. And she's away. She pretty much spent the rest of the day just running around and around and around the island, barking at the seagulls and just having a ball. So now that we're there, that was our view. It's just time to unload the canoe and set up our hammock. I think that was pretty close to 3:30, 4 o'clock, so I was starting to get hungry. I think it was more hot than anything. It was really, I think I've already said that, it was a really warm day. This was our brand new canoe last year. Swift Prospector, 17 foot. Got it for family trips as well as being able to get my gear in there. Wanted something that wasn't just for me. I think it only weighs about 50 pounds, so pretty easy to get in and out of the water. This was a beautiful view from this island. The water was so clear, you can actually see pretty, it's hard to pick out how deep it is there, but you can actually see the rocks underneath. It's fairly clear. And that's where we stored our boat. And this was a little fire pit there with some nice benches, and It was time for a swim. Too hot to do anything else. Of course, Nova had to put her butt right in the camera before deciding to come in for a swim herself. Funny swimmer though, she tries to drink as she's swimming and quite often chokes. So maybe that'll just come with experience. Not sure why she does that. I think I said Miller time right there. As you can see, there's my hammock underneath the tarp back there and Nova's little pup tent. I had brought my my Warbonnet XLC Blackbird there on this trip, and I wasn't sure how the bugs were going to be, so I wanted something with a nice zip-in bug net. It was fairly hot. This is the very first trip I ever slept without a tarp. I put the tarp actually, in my snake skins that I have for it, and slept and was able to look out and see the stars for most of the night until the fog rolled in the next morning. I was so hungry I couldn't wait, and it was too hot to make anything, so I just decided to munch on some M&Ms and enjoy my beer. I'm hiding in the shade of that little tree there, talking away, even though I had no idea that none of the audio was getting picked up by my GoPro. You can see it kind of looks steamy day. Nova didn't mind them. Good, she kept coming back, checking to see what I was doing. Gave me a little more confidence in taking her out in the bush, because she's not going to run off too far. She always comes back to check. With me enjoying my Lost Craft. I think that was my new favorite craft beer that summer. And there you go. You can see how deep the water is. You can just dive straight off there. Can't touch. Nice clear lake, that one. And a couple loons going by. It's nice to hear them calling. Here's our beautiful sunset that we had. I think that island faced perfectly west, so it was nice to just sit and watch the sun go down, feel the cool weather, cool air coming in. It was nice to just sit by the shore and listen to the loons and watch the sun go down, feel the breeze. At this point in the night, I started to get a few fish coming up to the surface. See the little ripples. Nova was, I don't know, just fascinated watching them. So it's neat to watch her trying to figure out what the bubbles and the ripples in the water were. After that, we headed up to bed, put Nova in her pup tent. I crashed out in my hammock. We went to bed pretty early. The bugs started to come out, so it was time to crash and get some rest for the next day. I knew the weather forecast was supposed to be really hot the next morning, so I had planned to get up early, pack up, get breakfast, and then head out. When we woke up, there was so much fog, couldn't see anything on the island. So I wandered around, talking to the camera, but I didn't have any audio, so I figured I'd just play it in fast motion here. The camera was all fogged up. There was dew on everything. Got a few really cool pictures here. There's my hammock with my underquilt, hammock gear underquilt. It was just a beautiful morning. It was about 5:30, 6 o'clock right here. It was a good thing I got up early. We packed up and headed out by about 8 o'clock. It was already in the mid-20s. It was really warm that morning. The sun eventually burned the fog off, and we're almost ready to go. Got Nova back in the boat. You can see how hot she is already. I was trying to make as much distance as I could in the fog before the sun burned it off and we were in the full sun. I think I managed to get back to the portage before it really kind of broke through. So on our way, we decided to check out some of the stuff that is in and around that area. This used to be a cabin. I believe it was used by the rangers who watch for forest fires in the summer. Well, they used to back in the day, but there used to be a forest fire tower in that area, and that's where the ranger would stay during the summer. We just took a little paddle by it just to check it out. Not much to see. It's just an old building. I believe there's a remnants of an old dock there. It's all open, so I'm sure it's been ransacked and picked through, or animals living in it. So we stayed in the boat and just kept going on our way. Finally, Nova settled down enough to lay down. I think it was more the heat was getting to her, and she was trying to get into the shade. We managed to make our way back down the lake. I ended up taking a wrong turn, which ended up adding about 45 minutes onto our day, but we headed back and got the canoe loaded up and just had a fantastic weekend. It was nice to see Nova actually settle down. Hoping this summer get out on a few more trips and see how calm she is in the boat this year. Even her personality's settled down quite a bit, but not as hyper as she once was. Anyways, that's our video. If you like seeing these, click the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification button because I'm going to keep trying to get new videos up every couple weeks. Thanks for watching.